Close your eyes for a moment. Allow yourself to disconnect from the external world and turn inward. Now, in this quiet space, imagine that everything around you, this screen, this very moment, the specific place you are in, is not something you stumbled upon by chance. Instead, it is something you, in a subtle yet profound way, have created. The reality you inhabit is not a random cosmic accident. It is, in fact, a precise and intricate reflection of your inner world. It is an invisible, energetic extension of what you believe, what you feel, and the patterns you repeat daily, often on autopilot, without even realizing it. This is a powerful truth, and it brings with it a life-altering question. What if I told you that you have the power to change everything? Not through years of grueling effort or painful sacrifice, but with a simple, clear, and conscious intention. There is a hidden code, a spiritual blueprint, residing deep within your mind. This spiritual mechanism works tirelessly, shaping what you see, attracting to you what you feel, and repeating what you fear. And this cycle continues until you finally awaken to your own innate ability to create. In this video, I will not simply provide you with information. I will guide you along a step-by-step path. And this is not a path of physical struggle or rigid discipline, but one of deep inner alignment, a profound tuning into your authentic self. You won't just learn to imagine. You will learn to remember how to manifest with natural grace and effortless flow. This is because the ability to create your reality is not a special gift reserved for a few spiritual gurus or geniuses. It is your birthright. And the most fascinating part is that when you truly activate this power within you, the universe, in its infinite intelligence, responds instantly and without hesitation. If you feel deep in your soul that there is something more waiting for you, something that has always felt just out of your grasp, then please give this a like and subscribe to the channel. The truth you are about to discover has the potential to completely transform your relationship with life itself. Perhaps you've already heard of the famous law of attraction. It's very likely that you've even tried some of the popular techniques, like creating a vision board or repeating positive affirmations. But let me ask you a crucial question, one that many people avoid. Why is there still such a massive gap between what you desire and what you are actually experiencing today? Why do some people seem to have extraordinary lives, effortlessly attracting everything they want, while others struggle endlessly, work tirelessly, and still never manage to reach their deepest dreams? The answer to that gap is not in what you do. It's in something much deeper. It's in who you are. There is a world of difference between merely wanting something and becoming the person who, by their very nature, attracts that something. Consider a simple analogy. It's the difference between mimicking an accent of a foreign language and, in fact, speaking that language with total fluency. Mimicking is a conscious, temporary, and often superficial effort. Speaking fluently, however, is something that has become a part of your identity. It's a state of being. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist and human consciousness researcher, made a revolutionary discovery through decades of profound study. Your personality, at its core, creates your personal reality. And what exactly is this personality? It is made up of 3 invisible and interconnected elements that are operating in you right now: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. But here is the secret that few people truly understand. You do not need to change your life to change your personality. The real path is the opposite. You must change your personality in order to change your life. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you woken up with the genuine intention of being a different person, of adopting a new mindset, of feeling more confident, more prosperous, more fulfilled? And how many times by the end of the day have you found yourself acting, thinking, and feeling exactly as you always have, as if nothing had changed? This happens because there is an automatic program, a deeply ingrained software, running continuously in your subconscious. This program was written and constantly rewritten throughout your life by every experience you've had, every disappointment you've felt, and every limitation you've accepted as an absolute truth. And as long as that program remains active, no matter how hard you consciously try, you will continue to create and recreate the same kind of reality, repeating the same cycles. The good news is that science shows us a path to freedom. The concept of neuroplasticity, your brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself, create new synapses, and form new connections, is living proof that change is possible. But this change does not happen through empty affirmations repeated robotically or superficial visualizations done without feeling. True transformation occurs when you access and generate elevated states of consciousness that produce elevated emotions. When you combine a clear and focused intention with an elevated emotion, something extraordinary and scientifically proven happens in your brain. The same neural networks that once produced anxiety, doubt, and a sense of scarcity begin to be reprogrammed. They start to produce confidence, clarity, and a sense of abundance. It is in this moment that you become, in your very essence, a different person, not just in terms of thought, but on a cellular and biological level. But how do you translate this theory into practice? The first and most crucial step of all is to recognize that you live most of the time on autopilot. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until the moment you close them at night, your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors tend to follow the same familiar patterns. It's as if you were an actor who, day after day, plays the same character, even if that character isn't leading you to where you want to go in life. To create a new reality, you must, first and foremost, become a conscious observer of these automatic patterns. Observe yourself, without judgment. What is the first thought that comes to mind when you wake up? Is it a thought of gratitude and possibility or one of worry and resistance? How do you feel during the day? Do these emotions uplift you and energize you, or do they drain you and leave you exhausted? Awareness is the raw material of transformation because you cannot change what you cannot see. It is from this awareness that the real magic begins to unfold. The key is to invert the traditional order of creation. Instead of waiting for something external to change so you can feel different, you decide to feel different first, regardless of external circumstances. You start to feel deep gratitude before you even have obvious external reasons to be grateful. You cultivate the feeling of abundance and fulfillment in your body and mind before it physically manifests in your bank account. You step into the frequency of love, happiness, and peace before you find the relationship or situation that is supposed to bring you these things. This is not naive, positive thinking or self-deception. It is what we call quantum alignment. At the quantum level, the most fundamental level of reality, where all matter is just energy in motion, there is no real difference between what you imagine with total conviction and what you physically experience. Your brain and body, in their biological wisdom, respond in the same way to both. When you, from the inside out, generate the emotional state of what you desire, you are sending a clear, energetic signal to the quantum field, a field of infinite possibilities. And here is the most fascinating part. The universe does not respond to your wishes, to your "I want." It responds to who you are. When you become, in your vibration and in your being, compatible with what you desire, manifestation is no longer a question of if it will happen, but of when it will happen. Imagine yourself as a radio station, broadcasting a signal to the world. For years, you may have been broadcasting on the frequency of lack, doubt, and limitation. And naturally and inevitably, you attracted experiences that matched that frequency. But the moment you consciously change your inner frequency, you automatically tune into a completely different reality, one that was previously inaccessible. But the big question is, how do you maintain this new frequency when the world around you still insists on reflecting the old reality? This is the part where most people give up. They do the practice for a few days or weeks, don't see immediate results, and frustrated, return to their old familiar patterns. What they don't understand is that there is always a time lag, a period of gestation between your inner change and the outer manifestation. It's like planting a seed. You don't give up on it because you don't see the plant sprout on the first day. During this waiting period, your only and most important responsibility is to remain faithful to the new version of yourself. It's to continue feeling gratitude, even when the circumstances around you have not yet changed. It's to hold your vision clear and alive, even when your physical eyes cannot yet see it. It's to trust the invisible process and the higher intelligence that is orchestrating your new reality behind the scenes. Joe Dispenza has a name for this. He calls it living in the unknown future. It is the ability to exist mentally and emotionally in a reality that has not yet physically manifested, but which already exists, complete and whole, in the field of all possibilities. And here is a subtle but crucial point. When you truly embody this new identity, you stop trying to manifest specific things in a desperate way. You simply become, naturally, a living magnet for experiences, opportunities, and people that are in perfect alignment with the person you have chosen to be. Life begins to flow in your direction with a lightness and grace that eliminates any forced effort. Perhaps you are asking yourself, but how can I be sure that I'm doing it correctly? The answer, my friend, lies in what you feel. When you are truly aligned with your desired future, there is an unmistakable feeling. It is a feeling of deep peace, of expansion, and of joy that seems to come from nowhere for no apparent reason. You feel different in your own body, lighter, more energized, more alive. It's as if you have finally returned home to your true essence. If you feel this now, if something deep inside you is resonating with these truths, I want to extend a special invitation to you. In the first pinned comment, you will find an exclusive resource that has been carefully prepared to guide you through this entire process in an even deeper and more practical way. It is a gift that can drastically accelerate your journey of transformation. Click the link and allow yourself to immerse completely in this new understanding of the power you hold. But let's continue, because there is one last crucial point that you need to understand about conscious manifestation. There is a fundamental difference between wanting something and being, in fact, ready to receive it. Many people claim to desire abundance, but at a subconscious level, they have a deep fear of it. They want true love, but deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. They dream of success, but they unconsciously identify with struggle and sacrifice. These internal contradictions create what we can call static or interference in the quantum field. It's like trying to tune in to two radio stations at the same time. The result is confusion, inconsistent results, and frustration. To manifest clearly and consistently, you must align all aspects of your consciousness in the same direction. Your conscious thoughts, your unconscious emotions, your hidden beliefs, and your silent expectations must all be in perfect harmony. And how is this harmony achieved? Through what Joe Dispenza calls mental rehearsal. This is a process where you go far beyond just visualizing what you want. You place yourself in a state of being and internally rehearse what it would feel like to be the person who already possesses what you desire. Think about it. How would this new version of you think? How would they feel? What would their daily actions be? What would their priorities be? How would they treat others? And most importantly, how would they relate to themselves? When you mentally rehearse this new identity with enough emotional intensity and consistent repetition, your brain, with its neuroplasticity, begins to create the corresponding neural networks. You are literally sculpting the pathways of the person you want to become into your neurology. But the most transformative aspect of this entire process is this. When you change who you are internally, you automatically change what you attract externally. And this doesn't happen because you are somehow manipulating the universe, but rather because you are aligning with the universal laws that have always been in operation. Think of gravity. It doesn't just work for some people. The laws of electricity do not make exceptions. Likewise, the laws of consciousness, which include the law of attraction, operate with the same consistency and impartiality for everyone. When you learn to work with them consciously, the results cease to be merely possible and simply become inevitable. Think about the people you admire, those who seem to have an extraordinary life. They are not fundamentally different from you. They have simply learned to operate from a different state of consciousness. They have conditioned themselves to think, feel, and act as the person they want to be, regardless of external circumstances. And you, with the right tools, can do the exact same thing. There is, however, one last element that is absolutely crucial for the success of this process: surrender. This may sound contradictory after we have talked so much about conscious intention and active creation, but in reality, surrender is the final ingredient that allows manifestation to occur without resistance or forced effort. Surrendering does not mean giving up or being passive. It means trusting in divine timing. It means doing your part, aligning internally, maintaining your high frequency, acting from inspiration, and then allowing the universe's higher intelligence to orchestrate the details in a way that your limited mind could never have planned. When you combine clear intention with total surrender, you become like a river that flows naturally towards the ocean. There is no forced effort, no anxiety, no need to control every single detail. There is only a natural, powerful movement toward what is most aligned with your true essence. This is of extreme importance, especially when we talk about timing. Often, what you desire does not manifest at the exact moment you would like it to, because a fundamental preparation is happening behind the scenes. Perhaps you need to develop certain qualities first or acquire new skills. Maybe some complex situations need to align in your favor in ways you cannot even imagine. Or perhaps the very process of waiting and holding faith, even in the face of the unknown, is part of the transformation you need to experience. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the infinite wisdom that is orchestrating your life in a way that your rational mind cannot fully comprehend. And while you trust, continue to do your part. Continue to cultivate the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors of the person you are becoming. Continue to mentally rehearse your new reality. Continue to feel a deep gratitude for what is on its way, even if it has not yet arrived. Continue to vibrate on the frequency of everything you wish to attract into your life. Because here is the final and most liberating truth I want to leave you with. You are not trying to become someone different from who you are. You are, in fact, remembering who you have always been, beneath all the layers of conditioning, fear, and limitation that have accumulated over the years. Your true essence is infinite. Your true nature is creative and powerful. Your true power is limitless. What you are doing through this path of conscious manifestation is not acquiring something you do not possess. It is, in fact, removing the internal barriers that prevent you from expressing who you truly are. And when you remove those barriers, when you remember your true identity, when you align with your highest essence, manifestation becomes as natural and effortless as breathing. You stop chasing after life, and instead, you allow it to flow freely through you. That is the fundamental difference between forcing and allowing, between seeking and being, between wanting and manifesting. Therefore, I invite you in this very moment to make a choice to release the limited version of yourself that you have accepted for so long, a choice to fully embrace the infinite power that resides within you, a choice to start living from today as the extraordinary person you were born to be. Because the world, in its essence, needs your highest version. The world needs your unique contribution, your talents, your light. And these gifts can only be fully expressed when you vibrate at your highest frequency, creating from your most aligned state. Your reality is waiting, ready to be transformed. Your future is waiting to be manifested. Your extraordinary life is waiting to be lived. And it all starts with one simple yet profound decision. The decision to remember who you truly are. If this content has touched something deep in your soul, if you feel that you are ready to take the next step on your path of transformation, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone you know needs to hear this message. Because, by sharing transformative knowledge, you not only help others to awaken, but you also strengthen and solidify your own transformation. The path to creating your reality with the power of your mind is not just possible, it is your birthright. And now you have the keys to open that door. The only question that remains is, what will you choose to do with them?